some campers came by today. I ran into them a couple times and they're like, oh, our dog took off this morning at 7. I think it's 1 o'clock right now. And they said it's a little black and white terrier. But they stopped in my camp and the dad, and it was a little kid. And the little kid was so sad. So I have a good campsite, like with a pretty good view around, you know, and Echo didn't see anything today in camp. So I told them that, and I thought, well, I'll just stay in camp and see if I can see the dog come around. But I know this area pretty well. So I took the bike out with Echo till the battery died. I didn't have nearly a full charge. I've been using it a few days already, so I didn't get too far on the bike. Looking for this little dog. And then I heard someone else was looking for it, and I talked to them. And they said, oh yeah, I heard the dog is afraid of people and afraid of other dogs. But I figure bringing Echo along now is my best bet. Because if we pass an area and the dog is like laying down, Echo will be able to smell it and show me where the dog is if I don't see it myself. So my first thought was there's some cattle ponds with water, and Echo already went in. It was pretty nasty. He went right in, like I didn't have to tell him. I mean, I tried to tell him, no, don't go in there, but it was too late. He went in. Because I figure if the dog's lost, it's going to get thirsty. It's a fairly warm day today, 70 degrees. But I think this is a good time to talk about tracker. Echo, wait. You know, these people were probably just came out here for the weekend. Not necessarily as prepared as, you know, full-time nomads. You know, we're the Got Out channel. We're pros, right? I mean, I'm definitely not a pro, but I got this dog thing figured out, and this tracker. Like right now, Echo's off of his leash. You smell something? Go get it. Go get it. And I'm not worried about him at all because I have my phone with me. As long as this is charged, then I can track Echo all around here. We're deep in the woods. And I've really never had a problem with the tracker. It needs a cell phone signal and a satellite signal. So sometimes if you get in the thick woods, it'll take a few minutes to connect, but it's so freeing and to have a tracker. So you guys click on that link down in the description. You know, they're not a sponsor. I'm going to contact them because I want them to sponsor this channel because I really do love the tracker. But it helps us out if you use those links. The tracker costs me about 12 bucks a month. It's really inexpensive to buy. I think it's like 50 bucks. And then you pay 12 bucks a month. And I love it. I freaking love it. So I saw vultures in the sky. So that's the first place I went. I thought, well, you know, maybe the dog, they're not eating the dog maybe, but maybe they're following the dog to see if it scares anything up or just waiting for the dog to lay down and then take a bite or whatever they do. And now my thought is, since I can't take the bike, I'm out here on foot. I have binoculars, and the best thing I can think of is to get a good view. So there's a few people camped out over here. But see, now it's very open, and that'll help Mr. Echo too. If he sees something, he'll probably just chase right after it. So this is the kind of thing, like, as a YouTuber, oh, do I want to record me like looking for a dog? Because I'm probably not going to find it, but I'm determined to find this dog. So if I did find the dog, wow, that would make a good video. So I kind of just wanted to capture this moment just in case things turn out good. And it's a good time. It's like a good reminder to have a tracker for the dog. It's seriously, it's one of my favorite things. You guys know that. All right, I'm gonna get my binoculars out and keep hunting. I'll give you an update. Look at this, you guys. You probably could have guessed. Yeah, he ran off. Echo. He's wet, so he probably went into the some water again. So he must have been drinking water. You actually don't look that thirsty. But what a bad dog. Okay, we gotta hike back to camp. Yeah, I saw a deer the same time he did, and he took off, which that's what he does. Like, I know that's what he does. And I was just saying like, oh, I got the tracker, so it's all good. And it is, but I had already like hiked pretty deep into the woods. And so then it's like, oh, do I go off in the direction that he went? And he went really far. Luckily he wasn't going off near any roads, like main highways or anything like that. So it's basically, pretty safe. Like, I mean, he could get injured or whatever, but that's the least of my concerns. I just don't want him to get hit by a car. As long as the tracker stays on him and it had a full charge, then I'll be able to find him. But yeah, I was still kind of stressing out a little bit. Like, oh, should I go back to camp? Should I wait here? Should I hike in the direction that he is? But he can traverse through these woods like crazy. So the big problem was that since I was going off looking for this dog and I didn't have a full charge on my phone. I had 30%, but then I'm using it, to watch him, to see where he's going. He just keeps going off and away from me. And so I started to hike in his direction. But my phone at that point was at like 20, it went down to 25%. Right now it's like at 19%. So then you just start thinking like, should I go back to camp, charge it up? See, the thing is, in my backpack, I would usually have an extra battery pack so I could keep the phone charged. But I'm trying out these new packs. This fanny pack has some stuff in it, but it's mostly just a first aid kit right there and water. I don't have a battery pack in here. Yeah, he definitely got water because it's warm today and he would be a lot more rough right now if he wasn't getting water. There's cattle ponds out here. So, good on him, I guess. It's my own fault. Like, he should be on his leash. But I always say, oh, I haven't seen any deer or elk for a few days. So it's totally my own fault. But I'm prepared in the sense that I have a tracker, but then it's like, oh, my phone wasn't charged, so I can only track him a little bit. And then what if I get really deep into the woods and I'm still following him, but I'm way too far away from the trailer with battery power? Then what do I do? And so I was just thinking, like, I know if I upload a video like this to YouTube, which I have, I've uploaded plenty of this type of video publicly on YouTube many times. And it's just, we all make mistakes. Like, it's like, yeah, I make stupid mistakes. And in this case, like, I was distracted because I was looking for somebody else's dog. Then my dog takes off and I didn't have battery pack. So then I'm hiking down this road in the direction where I last saw him on the tracker. And I pull out my phone, You know, I turn it into low power and everything. Turn the screen down, the brightness to save the power, and then I'm trying to track him, see where he is right at that moment. And it's saying, oh, it's not a good connection. It's a weak signal, which that usually means he's like in trees or in a little valley or whatever, you know, under some rocks. And usually within 5 minutes, eventually, you know, if he keeps walking around, then it'll reconnect. But so I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna get on this road because I know this road and I can take this back to camp. It's a ways back to camp, a couple miles. But then I'm thinking, now I don't know where he is. I'm heading back to camp. He's probably gonna cross my path. And so I was whistling just every once in a while, you know, pretty loud, but he knows my whistle. And whistled a few times, turned around, and that's the clip you saw. He's coming back. And it's just like, oh, feels so much relief. Don't let him into that echo. Poop bags. Sometimes when I'm in certain camp spots, then I'll bury the dog poop. But sometimes it's easier just to use the poop bags, the doggy bags. I have so many dog bags that are full. So what I do is I put them under the truck. And I'll tell you guys a funny story about the dog bags, actually. I stick them under the truck, you know, so they don't smell. Like, I don't put them in the bed of the truck. They're just like by the wheel of the truck. And oh, we got another plane. Man, we're right near Sedona. That's why you see all this like red dirt around. But there's so many planes and helicopters flying over. So sorry about that. So anyways, the doggy bags. I was camped somewhere and a BLM ranger came by, and you know, I guess they're not all cool. I have a video where I talked to a BLM ranger, and he was a really cool guy. Actually, this person wasn't a BLM ranger. They had a BLM shirt, so they were like a BLM employee. And you know, I played it cool, but she said, could you please clean up all your doggy bags? And I was like, I didn't say this, but in my mind, I'm thinking, it's a good sign, you know, that I have doggy bags here, because that means I'm picking up after my pets. So I'm not leaving a mess, you know, for the next people that are camping. Like, so I always thought it was good to like put them outside by the truck. So if a ranger comes by, they see like, oh, this guy's clean. Like, he's cleaning up after his pets. I don't have to worry about his pets or whatever. And my campsite is usually like really clean. I don't have a lot of junk out or anything. So I was annoyed. Like, that really annoyed me that she said that. You know, and there was probably like 20 poop bags right there, just in one pile. It's not like they were all over the place or anything. They were all tied up. And, you know, they didn't smell because they're outside. It's, you know, and it was in an area where there was nobody camped around me either. She just pulled up and was like wanting to inspect my camp. Freaking annoying. But anyways, I was thinking about what I'm doing right now. I'm just washing like a few of my favorite, like, how I call them like my house shorts, you know, like shorts that I can wear. Just walking around doing stuff inside the trailer. They're like comfortable. So I kind of wear them a lot. And I was just sitting here like just washing a few, you know. And this, if you want to see this water, I mean, it's filthy. It's really brown. But I was just sitting out here doing my laundry, looking at the sunset, looking out here. And I was just thinking, man, I love this lifestyle. Like, I freaking dig it. Even though I'm like doing laundry, you know, which is Some, guys don't like to do laundry. It's not fun. But for me, I'm like, I just got this bucket, throw some water in, throw some soap. I might rinse it, I might not. In this case, I'm not even gonna rinse it. I'm just gonna squeeze them out and then let them air dry. And it's like, I just love that, just the simplicity of it. And man, like, I don't, everybody's different. Everybody has things that's important to them, but I get it. Like if there were people around or whatever, they'd be like, that's gross. I've worn these pants for at least a week. At least like in the daytime and stuff like that. So they get dirty. My stuff gets dirty instantly. So I just love the simplicity of like, there's nobody around who's saying, oh, that's disgusting the way you live. You're gonna wear the same pants after a week. I really don't. I just don't give a crap. Like, that's just me. Like, that's just my personality. It's like, I don't care. Now I get it. Like, if I was with some girl or something and we're making out or something, then I'm gonna be wanting to wear like clean clothes and smell good and have washed my hair and taken a shower and stuff like that. But I live with my dogs, and these clothes, I'm washing them. They're going to be 70% cleaner than they were before, but they're still technically they're dirty. But to me, 70% cleaner is like, oh, that's perfect, because in 10 minutes, I put this stuff on, in 10 minutes, they're going to be filthy all over again. I mean, because I sleep with my dogs. I'm messing around with grease and tools, and there's dirt everywhere. There's dust blowing up everywhere. My dogs are drooling on me. It's like I like the realness of it for me. For me, it's real. I don't have to deal with anybody else's expectations. Not that I really would in like when I lived in the city or whatever, but you'd still have to hear it and like explain yourself. I mean, I was definitely cleaner in the city. So putting a gallon or two of water in this bucket and washing like 4 pairs of pants by hand, and I don't have to hear anybody bitch about it. It's like heaven. So in case I put that clip in about looking for that lost dog, supposedly it was a real small dog. Well, if you guys go to my Patreon, you'll see what happened. Because I made a mistake. I made a little error. But anyways, I did not find the dog. And Echo and I biked around for a mile, then my battery went dead. And then Echo and I hiked around for 5 more miles, like through the deep woods. Like, I went into like the deep woods where I figured a lot of other people wouldn't be like willing to go, because I know this area enough, so I felt good just going through the woods and through these little valleys and stuff like that. And even right now, like, I'm still looking for this dog, but I didn't find the dog, and so it's sad. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe they found the dog and the dog's back at camp. It's a weekend, so there's a lot of people out. So if the dog comes around, hopefully someone will pick him up. The thing is, you want to have tags on your dogs. And I didn't ask these people if they had tags on the dogs, but I've noticed a lot of people don't put tags on their dogs. Even just, your phone number, let alone like, the rabies tag and stuff like that. So if someone does find your dog, they might not have a way to contact you. And some people will just say, oh, it's an abandoned dog. And they'll take it in, and then now it's their dog.